This is our second video, my second video. And I wanted to introduce you. This is Mason. This is my son, Mason. And one topic that comes up a lot with trans youth and especially female to male transition is binders, the subject of binders.
And non-binary people too.
And non-binary, that's a good point. How did you first find out about binders, that was even a thing?
Well, when I first started researching the topic of non-binary or trans, especially on YouTube or the internet, that was one of the first things that came up. It was just like a thing, and I didn't know it existed. And of course, when you experience dysphoria, especially in your chest, and you actually like figure out what it is, you are like looking for something to like ease that pain. So I guess that's the best way to put it. Like I started searching for something.
So you were searching for something that was going to
relieve dysphoria or like, make me pass more, if that's a better way. Just because having...
And when you say pass, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Passing
is a word most trans people use for being perceived as the gender they would like to be perceived as. Like female to male, you would like to be you would like to pass as male.
Okay.
Like just a cis male.
So if you pass, it means that people perceive you as a boy.
Right, without you having to like explain everything.
Okay.
And since chest is kind of, I know they're trying to make it more gender like normal for having a chest, but it is for everybody who's not in the LGBT community. It's just such a big like, oh, female, you know. So, as uncomfortable as that fact is,
So you found out about binders when you were just kind of searching online for a solution to your dysphoria.
Right, and just researching the community and like what is used, I guess, for passing. That's
you heard
what
people
came up.
mention the word.
Right.
Okay. Hello, Bear. Say hi. This is Bear. Okay, so you found out about binders by research, essentially. And then how did you... I don't even remember how you approached me. You kind of mentioned it.
I was like, hey, so there's this thing, you know, it's called a binder, you know, this is what it does. Can I have one? Like, of course it's an awkward conversation to have, and Packer is probably going to be even more awkward. We'll probably do a video on that once I know more about it, but it's going to be an awkward conversation. You can't escape that unless your parent is like super like chill and like all knowing. I don't know like how to explain.
If they just knew enough to just bring it up themselves, maybe.
Right, but not a lot of parents do, and that's totally fine. It's not like, you know,
you would expect.
Right. So I guess it's going to be an awkward conversation. I think you have to be ready for some like either awkward silences or interesting questions, but that's the way you're going to get a binder. And if your parents aren't supporting, the best way to do it is with either giving them information and reason to get you a binder. Paying for it yourself is a great way as well. So they don't feel like they're wasting money at all, which is what I felt like.
You felt like you were wasting money?
Yeah, just a bit, because again, I was still very early in like finding out who I was, and I just didn't know, you know.
But we bought it for you.
Yeah, and I loved it.
So you assumed that we would maybe think.
Right, so I feel like if you are in an unsupported family, also, this is kind of a side thing, but ordering it from a friend who is also trans or non-binary. I have a lot of friends. I am one who like will be like, hey, does anybody need a binder? Because I have a few extra. I keep a few extra sizes on me just because I don't need them anymore.
Right, because you've grown out
right,
of them.
And so...
So I don't want to jump ahead too much. So you approached me about it. You kind of mentioned it.
Yeah.
And then I started researching it, of course, because I wasn't sure if this was something safe to use.
Yeah.
And you mentioned how it's really not safe to use the ACE bandages.
Right, so of course when you're wanting to bind your chest and you want to relieve dysphoria, the first thing you do, you're like, okay, well, how can I flatten my chest? But ACE bandages is where a lot of people turn, like medical wraps. Don't use this as ideas, or tape, which is also not very good. There's a certain type of tape called trans tape, which I can show you later.
Yeah, show you in a minute.
Which is healthy, and it shows you step by step how to do it. But just normal duct tape will damage your skin real bad, and ACE bandages can crack your ribs and bruise them.
Right.
And if you are like, well, I don't really care, I just want to relieve this dysphoria, just know that if your ribs aren't like top quality condition, I guess is the best way to, if they're messed up, you can't have top surgery. it messes stuff up for the surgeons.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. So you asked me about it. We researched it, and we found a company, which I'll put it up below. But we found a company. So this is what a binder looks like.
Yeah.
So I guess it goes like this, actually. Not that you can tell the difference, but
that's the back side.
Oh, that's the back.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yep. Sorry. Thank you. So this is a binder. You can see it. It's kind of a spandex material.
It has a harder front with an elastic back.
Yeah, the front is thicker, which you can't see that, but the front is thicker. And this is like it goes down to
where a sports bra would go.
Yeah.
A little lower than a sports bra, and they come in skin colors as well if you're worried about it showing through.
So the reason for the binder, for parents who don't understand this, sorry, that's my dog. For parents who don't understand this, the reason for a binder is because when your child is trans, the definition of that is that they have body dysphoria.
Yeah. And
so the chest sticking out is a big deal.
Well, yeah, like it's the best way to explain it to, I guess, a parent is, imagine you wake up, and let's say if you're female, you wake up in a male body, in the opposite, and you wake up and you're like, well, this isn't right, because let's just say the day before you were a girl, and you're like, well, this isn't right, and obviously you wouldn't just be like, oh, I guess I'm male now, I guess this is how, you wouldn't feel comfortable in that body, and that's what it's like for trans people. You wake up every day, you look at yourself every day in the mirror, and it's just not matching what you feel.
And we had talked about that in the previous video, how it really starts to show itself a lot of times during puberty, because they're becoming visibly this gender, whereas before.
Yeah, like as a little kid, you could take your shirt off and go swimming, like it's
right.
So
the binder is important for the female to male trans FTM.
If you want to be like just a bit shorter.
Yep. So the binder helps bind the chest. Now we've kind of run into, well, let's see. You started out. As you've grown, you've increased your size.
Right, because if your binder does not fit, it can cause serious damage to your ribs, and if you wear it for too long as well. Do not sleep in it. Do not work out in it. You go a size up if you're going to work out in it. I do mean an entire size, not a little like 0.5. It's an entire size. Well,
and we've kind of run into a little bit of an issue where you're starting to get a little sore from wearing it.
Right, but I just haven't been taking a break because of dysphoria. It's like
so it's really tough, because whenever he takes the binder off, it's almost like his whole demeanor changes a little bit. It's like you feel more self-conscious, I guess.
Yeah, it's like getting hit by a truck.
It's what?
It's like dysphoria hitting you, like it's like
getting hit by a truck.
Yeah, basically, it's good. It's just like even if you were happy before, your whole mood just goes.
So it's really tough because he doesn't want to take it off, right? So he's been wearing it a little bit too much, and you've been getting sore.
Right, but the bad thing is if you wear it too much, then you can't wear it, which causes more, which when you put it back on, you want to wear it forever again. So it's kind of a cycle that I need to break.
Yeah.
But
so we're working through that and trying to be safe. And of course, if down the road you want to have top surgery, which is very important to a FTM trans person and trans male. And so that is a good way to help your child understand that it's super important to be safe wearing the binder, because they can do permanent damage that they don't want to do, because if they want to eventually make a full transition.
Right. When you get top surgery, the doctor will check your ribs. Like that is a thing that happens. Like it's frustrating, but
important.
It is important.
So another thing that we're kind of trying to figure out, we heard about this thing called trans tape. So it's this body tape, and we got it. Well, I'm trying to let them see it. So it has a paper backing, and it's this website called transtape.com, and we haven't quite perfected this yet.
Yeah, you can put the link in description for that.
I will do that. Thank you.
And for binder.
Yeah, and for the binder. Trans tape is another option, and you literally tape it on and kind of pull to the side. And we're hoping that this might be a good alternative because it doesn't bind and constrict the ribs. Because you haven't been able to do sports and stuff, and you love.
I do love sports, so we're hoping that works. But
he doesn't want to wear a sports bra.
Right.
Doing sports. It just.
I'm not gonna give my best performance.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and you just it doesn't even feel right to you anymore.
Right.
I can tell.
Definitely.
But yeah, so we're working out those options to see kind of what works best, and depending on body type, it's going to be a different solution. Is there any other like pertinent information that you think people should know about binders?
I'll take supportive parents and then unsupportive parents. So let's say supportive parents. I'm gonna be honest, be real with them, tell them what it's like to be without a binder, and say, hey, if this isn't, if this really doesn't work, then I can pay you back whatever you want to do. But I feel like if your parent is my parents were definitely a lot more supportive than not that I thought they would be. You just never know what to expect.
Sure.
And I think the best advice I've ever received, especially, it's from Miles McKenna. They have a great trans informative YouTube account. It's mostly for kids, but they basically said come out to yourself before coming out to anyone else. So be not completely okay, but be okay with being yourself. Because if you're not okay and then you get an unsupportive parent or friend, it brings you down even lower, and you start going into this downward spiral of oh no, what if I'm not really this? I just gotta say, you have to believe in yourself. You gotta be okay, no matter how this conversation goes, I know that I am who I am. I'm still me. So I think that's really important for both supportive and unsupportive parents, and just kids in general. And for the parents out there who are scared about the health risks online, there are safe ways to wear a binder, and to give your kid the opportunity to have a binder and to make sure they're safe with it is completely better than denying it altogether. And
I would say that as a
unsafely.
parent, that was one of the biggest moments that I had. When Mason got his first binder, you came out of the room and you were like, Mom, look. And he was so happy, a smile that I hadn't seen in a long time.
Right.
You were like, look how flat I am, Mom, look how flat I am. You were so excited.
Yeah.
And that was one of those moments where he was so just authentically happy. He was so happy. And that was one of the moments where I knew I had done the right thing to get him the binder, because it was just this pure, authentic happiness that you felt when you put it on.
Yeah, same happiness of getting Bear.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you got your dog. Yeah. So, anything else?
I just say bind safely, and if you don't have people who are supporting you now, I promise there's an internet full of people, and the best way to find them is make subtle things. I don't know, wear certain colors, trans colors that other people wouldn't know, but if another person is trans, they'll know,
Maybe that can be a conversation too, for
right.
another video.
Just subliminal little things, and your coming out is yours. It's your, it's not always your choice. You might be forced to come out in certain situation, and coming out never goes how you think it's gonna go in your head, no matter how many times you play it out. I just be prepared for that. No matter what, coming out is yours, and it's gonna be the experience you make it. So if you come in full of doubt, you're gonna leave either more doubtful or a little bit or if you come in strong, I guess, and believing yourself, which is the greatest thing you can do and a parent can do for their child, is believing in them. And you come in saying, no matter what my parent says, I'm still me, I think that's the greatest thing you can really do for yourself. So,
sure.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would say. I think that's the best thing I've learned is no matter what other people think, I'm still me. But,
yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. Awesome. All right.